As you all know, I produce a lot of video, and when I'm editing on my Retina MacBook Pro, I always edit the video on the internal drive. I was looking for a solution to both use for editing and backing up my files, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you this Startech USB 3 dual 2.5-inch SATA enclosure that offers up a RAID feature as well. And alongside this, I'm going to be using two of these really high performance Transcend 512GB solid state drives. So this Startech enclosure is very compact indeed, made primarily of metal. We've got some sort of plastic surrounds as well. And then on the front here, we've got some LED lights. We have got the main sort of power LED and then some hard drive activity lights. And these refer to bays 1 and 2 inside this enclosure. And you can install 2.5-inch SATA drives, and they can be either hard drives or solid state drives. Then on the back, we've got the USB 3 connector. We've also got the input for the power supply, and then we've got a little on-off switch. These 4 screws here hold an internal fan for keeping everything nice and cool. And then on the outside, we've got 4 screw holes. The screws are provided, and that's to secure the back of the case. Now I've left this open so I can show you the inside. This is what the inside looks like. You can see these strips coming through. This is for the front LEDs. And then we've got the connectors for the SATA drives. We've got one here and then one in this bottom section of the enclosure as well. And they simply slide into place, and then you secure them with screws on the side. We've also got some switches here for the various RAID configurations, and I'm now going to show you the actual solid state drives I'm going to be installing. So we've got 2 of these from Transcend. They're 512GB in capacity. The model number is SSD 370S, and these are really high performance drives. If we go round onto the side here, here's some of the features of these drives: shockproof, silent operation, low power consumption, trim support. We also get a 3.5-inch bracket, and they should perform really well. They've got a maximum write speed of 460 megabytes per second and a maximum read speed of 580 megabytes per second. I'm going to be testing these in this very video. This is what the drive looks like. So very, very nicely designed metal sort of enclosure. And here we can see the actual connectors, which would obviously connect up with the enclosure. These are the screws that are provided inside with the Transcend solid state drive. And then this, we're not going to be using this in this particular video, but this is the 3.5-inch bracket. So if you're installing this into a larger desktop PC, this will convert the 2.5-inch size to 3.5-inch. Now, something I forgot to mention is this Startech product. I will just tell you the part number of this, so if you're searching for it and you want to buy exactly the same, this is part number S252BU33R. I will leave a link to all of these products in the video description. Now, to install it's very easy. We just simply slide the drive in to the enclosure, and it should all line up really nicely. You can see this aligning with the connector at the top here, and then we simply give it a little bit of a push and it connects up a little bit more. There we go, and you can see that the screw holes on the side now line up with the enclosure, and we simply put the screws all the way around and then repeat the procedure for the bottom bay, and then this simply slides back in to the enclosure like so. We do all the screws up and then we're ready to go. So I'm going to install that second drive and then get this hooked up to my MacBook Pro, and we'll see how it performs. So we've got everything connected up. You can see the Startech RAID enclosure sitting here. It is actually connected via USB 3. Now inside the box you get everything that you need, including an external power adapter. I'm actually using the included USB to power cable. So I've got one USB cable powering this little enclosure, and the other USB cable connected to the USB 3 port on my Retina MacBook Pro. Now there are some internal switches on here for setting the various RAID configurations. You can choose from RAID 0, RAID 1, Big or JBOD. I've got this set to RAID 0, which is going to give me the fastest performance. This is in a striped configuration, and I've got Blackmagic disk speed test actually running on my MacBook Pro. So we're going to see how this performs. So the first thing I'm going to do is click the little cog wheel and select my target drive. I'm actually going to go down to Startech RAID and select it, and then click on choose, and then we're going to start the test going. So here we go. So we'll let it run through a couple of times, but you can see a really good performance. So we're getting a write speed of just over 400 megabytes per second and a read speed of the same 400 megabytes per second. That is more than fast enough to handle a 4K video editing workflow. And I think that's a really good performance for an external drive. Don't forget, this is connected via USB 3 and it's also being powered by the other USB 3 ports. So we've got a really good high-end and very fast mobile solution for both video editing and backup. It far exceeds what you would need just for simple backup, but certainly for an editing workflow, over 400 megabytes per second on write and read is a very respectable score. So that's it. This is the Startech USB 3 dual 2.5-inch SATA hard drive or solid state drive RAID enclosure. Inside this particular one, I installed those Transcend 512 gigabyte solid state drives, and it really performs superbly. Thanks very much for watching. Check out the links in the video description, and I'll see you all in another video very soon.